want to talk about drugs? Let's talk about drugs.
Yeah.
No, let's talk about drugs right now.
Ask her about the Proud Boy she blackmailed into eating her pussy.
What are your thoughts on elite pig semen? So, I have a few stories from you.
We're all interested in this. Yo, set up the fight. Zoom versus fucking Tonko.
Wait. You want to read the whole? You're too dumb to even read the article.
Today, we have a story about a particular streaming style that gained popularity between the times of late 2017 and early 2018. A streaming style that rose to heights in viewership and in money earned from super chats, and then quickly cannibalized itself and ended. Today, we have the story of the rise and fall of internet Bloodsports.
Internet Bloodsports. That's the moniker, that's the title that's been laid down at its feet. And unlike the name, it doesn't actually involve armed combat. Well, usually.
Halsey, if you want to start on Israel, I gotta warn you, is this a path you want to go down? Is this something you really want to do? You really want to start?
Settle down.
It's a format, an outgrowth of the typical YouTube streams that have existed for a long, long time. Instead of the erudite, pedantic, highbrow intellectual debate between two opposing forces who bore you to sleep and act like a living version of Ambien, Internet Bloodsports instead seeks to entertain you. It is the Jerry Springer of YouTube content.
I'll be honest, I decided to write this video because of the amount of drama involved with the people running these streams was so complex and confusing, and I wanted to try to figure it out on my own. The streaming genre again is called Internet Bloodsports. The whole style was born thanks to a man named Kraut. He previously went by Kraut NT, a man who got mad triggered and proceeded to run a Discord server where he tried to get academics to help argue against an idea called race realism. That shit show is a whole nother ballpark, and we are just here to talk about Bloodsports. So, Internet Bloodsports started out as a genre because of the opposition of this man, Kraut, doing what is called gay ops. And according to Urban Dictionary, gay ops is defined as a conspiracy executed by people who connect through social media to harass, dox, deplatform, etc. a person or group. And, and after they started this whole thing due to the gay ops from Kraut, this Bloodsports thing ended due to gay ops. I will also admit that I watched all this shit because I like dumpster fires, and I'm also a huge Mr. Medicare fan. Nobody who we will discuss represents my political views. I would say the beginning of the end, at least in the public eye, would be the meltdown of Baked Alaska's career. This all happened in April 2018 when Baked Alaska, a man who has more faces than a hydra, self-destructed. He started out as a failed rapper.
We love our cops, our law enforcement. We love our military, they're important.
Then worked for fucking BuzzFeed. Then became a manager to Milo Metropolis. Apparently sucked at that and got fired. Baked Alaska then changed face once more and joined Internet Bloodsports. He had fairly popular streams because he booked decent guests, most likely thanks to his connection to Milo Yiannopoulos. Before we get into the absolute ridiculous ride that is Baked Alaska's downfall, I wanted to go over some other funny moments from Baked's career, which will let you know how absolutely low IQ this fat shit is. He accidentally doxed himself on February 8th, 2017, when he tweeted about ending his Netflix subscription over the Dear White People original series, and trolls proceeded to sign him up for Planned Parenthood. He also got maced.
I need to rub it.
No, you don't want to rub it, dude. You want to let it...
Some say that this was a fake mace. I'm not up to the lore in that. And viewers, I will admit, the only one of his Internet Bloodsports, aka IBS, streams that I personally watched was the one he did with Laura Loomer, where we got such classic moments as...
Do you actually use the line, before we even get into the meat of this, did you actually use the line that you wanted to have Aryan Jew babies with him?
This soon spiraled downward for Baked Alaska. He eventually got a strike on his channel, so he couldn't stream anymore, and he changed to the channel that he called the Baked Alaska Experience. Here he attempted to IRL stream and failed because he tried to moderate his chat and telling his fans that once supported him thanks to his views on free speech that they are being, gasp, toxic. A man who spoke on free speech at public events and about him not being PC.
I want us to be able to say whatever the fuck we want to say, okay?
Was now doing this shit. Here's some highlights from the initial meltdown when Mr. Medicare called Baked out for ruining his own career.
Baked Alaska. son of a bitch, now you just look like shit.
Hey, okay, anyways, Jim, welcome to the BA experience. Okay, we have, what the fuck is going on? There's like 10 streams going on at once.
I know, I love it.
Steve Jobs just texted me. He said he was, Medicare sent him and said Baked Alaska's in jail, and he was calling police stations in Los Angeles. What the fuck did you do, bro?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
What do you mean you don't know?
With your shit stream, man. I'm watching the better one right now. Nick Fuentes and James Alsop, fucking Drama Alert's over there, PewDiePie's over there. What the fuck are you doing? Look at the other channel. Look at the other channel with thousands of people fucking watching, making a shit ton of money because they got something interesting. How's the hug box working out for you, Bake?
What's a hug box?
That's what you find yourself in the center of it, in right now, Mister. I don't like toxicity.
I don't.
Problematic language. I'm an influencer. You ain't influencing shit tonight, buddy.
Guess I don't know, maybe overreacted. I'm streaming 7 days a week. I'm tired as fuck. But you know I like the jokes, Jim.
Now that's fucking based.
Are you serious?
Thank you, Jim, for finally pulling the trigger on this disgraceful shit streamer.
What are you telling people to do to me, Jim? What's going on here, big guy? Okay.
Yeah, that's I had a hand in all of that. I'm the Machiavellian fucking mastermind whose machinations drive the internet, mate. Yeah, that's
okay. I mean, I've been streaming a lot, but like the thing is, like,
man, what type of shit that is?
Yo,
if you don't like it, unsubscribe.
Yeah, if you don't
like it, unsubscribe. Yeah.
Oh, that is the worst. What are you doing? You told me you wanted growth. You told me you wanted to grow your channel and get an audience. And then once you grow your channel and start to get an audience, you turn around and say, "We don't fucking need you. Unsubscribe." Do you think that's smart?
If you're dissing us, if you're throwing salt in our game.
In your game? What the fuck are you talking?
Yo, sorry. Someone in the background is talking to you.
No one unsubscribe.
Dylan, stop.
No, that's a brilliant idea, Bake. Go on your stream and tell your audience that they're shit and you don't like them and you don't need them and see how far it gets you.
It is entertaining.
The least entertaining thing I've ever seen.
Holy shit.
I don't think
Baked, would you do me a favor and tell Sally O'Malley from the Valley and Cali to shut her fucking mouth so the men can talk?
Now that's fucking based. You are fucking garbage, Black Alaska.
Okay, Jim. Like I said, I addressed to my fans that I wasn't doing a good job with my content. I was told to stream every single day. I probably should take breaks, and I do. I was trying to figure out what style I should do.
Now that's fucking based.
Once Aaron came into the picture, you suddenly started to change a little bit. You started getting a little more PC, a little more liberal. Didn't like the naughty language. You started using words like fucking toxicity. With the audience that you've tried to court, you're going to actually use the fucking term toxic? Are you kidding me? I'm not even saying it's her doing it. I'm saying you're trying to impress her. I'm not even saying she's telling you to do it.
Based. Now that's fucking based. Now that's fucking based. Now that's fucking based.
Baked, will you mute that shit for a while so I can hear what somebody's saying for more than 2 seconds?
Okay, anyways, Jim, I fucking love you, dog.
Okay, anyways, Jim, I fucking love you, dog.
Oh, yeah, sing me the song of your people.
Wait.
Yeah. I'm going to ban people in chat because it's toxic. Oh, I didn't really mean it. But I'm afraid to fight it because I'm out talking about Antifa. Fuck off.
Why don't you show your fucking face?
Oh, okay. Hey, good luck, asshole, with your channel, Bake. Nobody's going to fucking watch it. And you get down in mediocrity. In mediocrity where you belong, you fucking sellout asshole. Have fun with the thought. Have fun with your LA friends. Let's see how well it works out for you. Let's see how well it works out for you, you fucking cunt.
I'm so sorry! Now that's fucking based. Baked, you just fucked yourself. It was fun while it lasted. Rip Buddy and Aaron, why the fuck?
Following this, many IBS streamers hopped on this drama. This helped the kill stream solidify itself in the viewer's eyes. Though Ethan Ralph, the host of the kill stream, says that he is not an internet Bloodsports streamer. I don't blame him for not wanting to be involved in IBS, you'll see as we continue. Also during this stream, Baked Alaska's friend, that viewers affectionately have nicknamed Chagget, doxed himself, and got himself fired. It was a very successful stream from Baked Alaska. The day after that, Baked Alaska went onto the Kumite, and everyone involved spurged out. And then Baked Alaska made another mistake when he narked out on Andy Worski, who is the biggest name in internet Bloodsports at this point.
You guys want to talk about drugs? Let's talk about drugs.
So
let's talk about drugs right now.
I told a few stories how I did that.
You did not do a few stories, Andy. Oh, Andy's lying now.
What are you talking?
Oh, Andy's freaking out. Andy's melting down.
Both Baked and Worski looked really, really dumb in this situation. Because then Andy Worski spurged out and threatened to leak private information about Baked Alaska that would destroy his reputation / career. Unless he shuts up.
I have a few stories from you. Do you want to start spilling that shit?
Go. I mean,
do it.
What is this?
Oh, now you're backing off. You just called him a cokehead.
This might be really fucking illegal.
Both look like pussies, willing to go for low blows. And next, Baked Alaska's Discord and some Anons went on the warpath, and I put in little parentheses here, with some evidence that Baked Alaska endorsed or tolerated their behavior. They then doxed Andy Worski's entire family, mass flagged a few YouTube channels, threatened to shut down Andy Worski, the Kumite, and Mr. Mediker's YouTube channels, and then the exceptional individual from day 2, the Chagat, tried to hire a hacker to take out Andy Worski's and the Ralph Retort's YouTube channels. Baked Alaska tried to change shifts at this point, such as doing religious ranting live streams, and then at some point he also joined popular streamer Ice Poseidon. None of this worked out, especially once Ice Poseidon learned of Baked Alaska's alt-right past. Baked was essentially laughed off the internet at this point, where he has stayed for months. He did recently try to come back with a terrible song.
This is my president. Trump is my president.
And then he also tried to challenge Ethan Ralph to a fight.
I will fight Ralph. No problem. That guy's a fat fuck. 5'1", he's a fucking fat fuck.
But we viewers haven't forgotten about the Cucked Alaska experience. This was the first downfall in the IBS community. It doesn't have much to do with what took down the genre as a whole. One could make the claims that the cannibalization of fellows in the IBS community, whatever you want to call it, but really, watching a dumpster fire is what internet Bloodsports is all about, so I don't think it is part of that. But it is extremely funny, and marked how exceptional these individuals are. Now, next we look to probably the biggest stream, The Rise and Fall of Worski Live, hosted by Andy Worski, and at the very beginning, some other guy. But that guy left and Andy replaced him with a man named JF Garaby, a white nationalist Frenchman who likes political style live streams. They experienced a great deal of success, especially with their live stream of Richard Spencer versus Sargon of Akkad, where we got such memorable moments as...
Sargon, I am sorry, you're gonna find this insulting. You think that you are more intelligent than you are, and that is a difficult place for you to be.
The stream had some overall funny moments. I personally did not watch most of the political debates. The stream where Andy Worski tried to trademark the term liberalist to fuck with Sargon of Akkad was particularly hilarious.
But yeah, the offshoot, my idea was, how could we make it embarrassing to be a liberalist? So I was like, the tagline is white pride worldwide, and it's about trap porn. So chicks with dicks. And hentai, so cartoon porn, and futa, which is cartoon porn with chicks with dicks, and just everything. So the entire, I put the link there for all of you. The Liberalist Discord is just pretty much organized porn.
This show also provided us with such hilarity as Andy Worski asking if he was banned from Israel since he was on the site Right Wing Watch.
Was I talking to you just a second ago? My phone just disconnected.
I don't know, sir. I've had 10 calls. What were you needing?
Oh, I was just wondering. I was just on your website, and I was just wondering because there was a few people who I was concerned on your page there. You posted some articles. I was wondering if you're put onto on your website. Are you banned from Israel?
Oh, and Mr. Mediker turning Andy into a meme.
Guys, just so you know, Jim is a cunt.
Stop supporting pedos or Andy Worski is coming for your families.
Oh my goodness. But Andy Worski is not the smartest YouTuber. He isn't a political guy like JF and couldn't really add much to the conversation. In direct result of this, he took a backseat on his own channel, barely speaking in a show and somewhat moderating/reading super chats. The real turning point was when JF said this to him when he tried to speak.
Andy, this is important. I'm not interested in low IQ interventions. Andy, so you shut the fuck up for 1 minute.
Being called an idiot on your own stream by your co-host must have stung really badly. Also, allegedly, people were claiming Andy Worski was being cucked by JF. Another major turning point was during a particularly spicy stream with a man named Cantwell. Andy asked Cantwell a hypothetical question. That, what if Halsey, a Jewish person, snuck into the ethnostate? And Cantwell said that in this scenario, they would, quote, be put in the wood chipper. The video was then taken down, fearing a strike, and Andy went on the Morning Kumite, where he said some not nice things about Cantwell. JF no like this, and JF responds. They do one more stream and then splitting their audience. From what I can see, most people sided with JF, which I personally am not a fan of. The bitch blocked me for memeing him. JF and Worski are now doing 2 separate streams, which takes us to our next arc in the story, which is a massive shit show, and I had to get help piecing this together. This is how the Kumite, the third major internet Bloodsports show, and a smaller Bloodsports stream called Backyard Bloodsports, and a Discord server with anime avatars from an image board destroyed the genre, and ended us with nearly 7 hours of a bunch of grown men screeching at each other. So this section is just the surface level of what went on. I am sure as the months go further, there will be more things released. There are still things being released on these live streams. I can hardly keep up, but think of it as your cliff notes as to what led up to everybody hating each other. Our next part of the story is the Morning Kumite. The Kumite did relatively well at first. It was probably the second biggest next to Worski Live, and I personally watched it more than Worski because Mr. Medicare went on it often. I genuinely loved the episode when Jim went against a guy named Ross, a mentally handicapped individual who likes to look up naked kids in bathtubs. I have never seen someone so publicly crucified in my life.
So then you are a pedophile working at a fucking elementary school.
How the fuck?
Oh my god, you're twisting it as if anything's gonna happen to those kids.
He's not twisted. You came in and said that you're volunteering at a fucking school, man.
I watch that sometimes in the background and reminisce. The Kumite is hosted by a guy named Tonkasaw, an internet tough guy and alleged ex-professional wrestler, and Failure, a fat guy who speaks really, really slow.
I feel a lot of people jumped on board just because they saw a movement that, you know, that's where the numbers were.
What they had at first worked, but paranoia, gay ops, doxing, and a man named Zoom caused the explosion. The Kumite got a strike on their original channel, and with that they joined forces with a now co-hostless Worski on May 9th, 2018, Q Gay Ops. All of this started around April 2018, I think? Jesus, this shit was so difficult to even remotely piece together, so I'm giving you what I can. It originated in the Discord of Backyard Bloodsports. The toxicity, and yes, I use that word, started thanks to, quote, anime mafia, which is a broad umbrella term used for some Discord randos that have been A-logging Tonka for a while. They have been making Tonka lose his shit left and right, sometimes even resulting in some genuine lulls. These people, the super scary anime mafia, also particularly triggered a man named Joachim from Backyard Bloodsports, who grabs the help of a man named Zoom, who is kind of insane in how he doxes people's information. Zoom proceeds to dox several people from the Discord. If you read any of the comments from these members of the anime mafia in Kiwi Farms, you will realize that they may have some additional chromosomes. Here's a summary of it by one of the members in the board. I suppose this is where your core misunderstanding lies. The anime mafia server was never established to destroy the Kumite. It was simply a place where people from Cal could come to discuss and share their findings in a forum that was slightly more organized than a 400-post rotating sticky that would purge every 4 to 6 hours. Of course, there are going to be malicious people who will do A-log-like things. This is a 100% public Discord that was shilled on Cal. That doesn't mean the entire group should be held accountable for people like Zoom, who these internet arguments have clearly become a vendetta for. Most people, myself included, were only there to have a few laughs. I really don't get where you pull the whole group of autists failing to kill the Kumite from. Oh, and remember that hacker I mentioned with Baked Alaska? Well, that was Zoom and Joachim LARPing as Elite Hacker Weave, which is the funniest part of the gay ops, in my opinion. The timeline of this all is very confusing, and I'm really going to sum it all up as shortly as possible. Jeffstony, someone from Backyard Bloodsports, did a video of a timeline of all that went down. I will link it below. I won't go play by play like he did. And even his video got me confused with this fucking batshit insane timeline. Now, Backyard Bloodsports is a very small channel in internet Bloodsports. So how is it relevant to the whole genre dying? Well, Tonka and one of the hosts of BYBS, Joachim, were okay with each other. Jeffstony hypothesizes that it is because Joachim kissed Tonka's ass and sent him money. This resulted in Tonka going on Backyard Bloodsports and getting them more attention. So where does this meltdown happen? It happens in Discord. One of the members of the Anime Mafia wrote a timeline of all of this going down, and I will read out the important bits. This is a shit show of fucking internet insanity. So let's go, and thanks to the Anime Mafia users for creating this. BYBS is struck thanks to a dude named Britbong showing interracial naughtiness. On the stream, a man who goes by Zoom brags about doxing and swatting. Okay? In a user named AnalVape's Discord, people joke about doxing the Kumite folks. A fat guy named Geek Thulu, who is kind of in the circle, comes into this Discord and freaks the fuck out. He runs to the Kumite to tell Daddy Tonkasaw about this. Joachim then disavows his server and bans the people doing the lols doxing. Tonka is also running gay ops on the same day. The man who started his career criticizing the gay ops of Kraut, and I won't go into that, there's videos out about Kraut's Discord server, went to a user named Traname to dox a man going by the name Zeph. There is only a screen cap to prove this, which can be falsified, and Tonkasaw said this in response.
Well, go over a second. Like to the thing that Traname Girl says over here real quick. Well, actually, now I'm glad you were able to zoom in, but go down real quick. Traname Girl says explicitly that I didn't fucking, I didn't, yeah. I was over, it did not come from Tonka's account, and to the best of my knowledge, it was not Tonka on another account.
The next day, Joachim asks Zoom about doxing Zeph. Really makes you think. Tonka is very against doxing, except when it's Zeph, who he has been obsessed with and trying to dox since January. Allegedly. As we keep going, Tonka just reveals himself to be a fake, shit, faux internet tough guy. And even without the doxing of Zeph, Tonkasaw also threatened to dox a member of the Anime Mafia.
Here's a question for you, Carrie. How does it feel to know that you're not the only pedophile you hang out with now?
And failed so hard he got their gender wrong, and the fact that she herself was a minor.
Hi, this is Carrie, and I'm a member of the Anime Mafia Discord. The night before the Metacast, Tonka got on AG Luck's stream, and 1 hour and 46 minutes into the stream, he called me out and proceeded to claim that he has my name and my information, and that I'm a convicted pedophile. AG Luck, the host of the stream, never asked for proof of these allegations. Nobody in that hangout ever did. In fact, AG Luck sided with Tonka against me.
Tonka would not throw that out there without proof.
I said that.
Mid-April, some folks who knew about Zoom from the past released 3 recordings. One entails him saying he made his ex-girlfriend watch child porn. And now later on in the IBS Apocalypse stream, and on Kiwi Farms, he claims this was a troll. I know, I don't get it either. And no, I'm not here to say that Zoom is definitely a pedo. This is not an exposed video, this is an explanation of these events so you can understand what is going on currently. Continuing, this timeline is confusing as fuck, and I want to die. I really wanted to talk about how much Tonkasaw spurgs, but I got so lost in spurgery, I just really want to die. I'll put this on screen in the background as I keep talking. Joachim gets Zoom to go on the kill stream, which somehow makes Zoom look even worse. And a salty Zoom releases his DMs with Joachim as revenge for not defending him. Tonkasaw goes to Twitter to say these BYBS people host a doxing server, pretending that he isn't a fuck paying for doxes. Now, Backyard Bloodsports break apart and become Backyard Radio. They do one final infighting stream where Joachim admits he's being a sped.
We've all fucked up. No one's perfect. I fucked up and I own up to that. You know, I didn't realize that his response to this would be to try to go after me as hard as he possibly could. The fact that he put that out there after saying that he wouldn't, yeah, I don't doubt that he would. I don't know. He said that he wouldn't, and yet right here I'm on air with every single private conversation I ever had with this man out there. And the legitimate fear that he has my docs and
Moving on. Tonkasaw also during this time really shows how his credibility is shit and he's no internet tough guy like he claims to be. Tui, a member of the Anime Mafia who is also kind of a sped, posted a timeline on Kiwi Farms. Just looking at this, you can see why I have so many issues just trying to organize this shit show to be palatable. But let's read some choice moments from this timeline. So after Tonka tries to dox Zeph, we get Tonkasaw closes his Twitter and opens it again. Just joking guys, lol. Jim gets triggered in Twitter. He sets up a Bloodsports on his own channel. Failure Fat video leaks. For the first time, piggy noises come from the Kumite instead of chat. Ralph keeps shitposting in Cow. Tonkasaw keeps going into random streams to bitch about anime avatars in the chat. Now we get to Mr. Mediker's livestream, where we get nearly 7 hours of a bunch of grown men acting like 13-year-old girls, except they say faggot more. This stream was a mess. I got through about 5 hours of it before calling it quits. It's not comprehensible in the least. I try to keep up with Mediker lore. The level I keep up with it is, well, we'll say exceptional. I think the summary on Encyclopedia Dramatica really sums it up. Not too long ago, Mediker decided to acquire more super chats from his audience, so Mr. Shekelkur hosted a stream to discuss the recent drama between the host of IBS streams. The stream lasted 6.5 hours, and it's filled to the brim with indecipherable shouting between the hosts. Jim set no rules for this bitch fight, but still decided to yell, "Guys, guys, guys," when the stream turned into ear rape. So far, there weren't any alive human beings found to have finished the whole stream, and remembering everything. There are no clips made of the stream, since no clipping channel could finish the stream and turn it into 10-minute videos. Too long didn't watch? Joachim, the host of an IBS stream no one cares about, doxed someone, was called out for it. Screaming ensues. Zoom, a friend of Joachim, admitted to swatting and doxing Joachim, failed swatting Tonka by getting the wrong guy, is a suspected pedo. Screaming ensues. Tonka is actually a cripple in a wheelchair and was not a professional wrestler, like he said he was. Internet tough guy. Screaming ensues. Failure is actually fat. Screaming ensues. Andy was jerking it to VR porn. Mediker got rich from super chats and overdosed 5 days later from sniffing coke out of a stripper's butt. Here's a small taste of what the entire stream was.
A bunch of 56% faggots. That's all you are.
Okay. Besides what I mentioned earlier with the Discord gay ops, we have also learned that Tonkasaw is not the super manly guy his avatar made him out to be. His wrestling career was also brought into question by Zoom, which I personally don't care too much about, but it does come off as rather sketchy. What is important is Tonkasaw likes to challenge people to wrestle. He wants to fight IRL, and from this pic, I have bigger biceps than him, and I'm a girl and vegan. I am the least masculine person you can be. And although this is not on the timeline, but Tonkasaw has many moments where he acts internet tough guy, challenges people to fights, and then backs out. Now, the aftermath of this was, well, yeah. So the Kumite and Andy Worski parted ways. Andy and Failure decided to do a goodbye stream, but Tonka is too good for that. They had Zoom on, which pissed Tonka off. This ruined their relationship, and to this day, Tonkasaw and Andy are doing streams shitting on each other. There are still Discord leaks being released from Tonkasaw, who claims he's not internet people.
I may eventually lie to help. We're owed one gay op.
Using the internet to enact revenge through ops. The very same tactics he once criticized Kraut for. Now Tonka and Andy have scheduled an IRL fight as well. Who knows if it will happen? With the previous shit Tonka has backed out from. The Kumite is still streaming last I checked, but full of dead air. With less viewers, and also with Failure, Vamp, who is a female host, and Tonkasaw continuously shitting on each other in private, and then having that private shitting on each other being made public. They are receiving far less views than they originally did. Tonka is now streaming with anyone who is against Mr. Mediker and Andy Worski. He's stooping so low to even platform Kraut, and Sargon of Akkad, another man he shat on when he started out his career. Something called Donga posting now occurs to mock Tonka for being a low IQ spurg. Here's an example. Donga mad. Donga no like gay ops. Stay away from magic fireplace. Andy has risen from the ashes and is receiving decent views on his livestream with his new host, Geek Thulu. But before his recent success, his career was marked with burning bridges.
He says, going live with Miss Blair White. And the topic is it possible to be authentic on YouTube? The fucking two people that I could think of who are the biggest fucking like fake lying sacks of garbage or omitting the truth sacks of garbage are doing a debate
and public mental breakdowns.
Answer the question. Why are you crying? Why are you so fucking crying?
Holy shit! Andy, you're gonna burn something down, you fucking idiot.
Why are you? Then you come back the next fucking day and you say, "What the fuck is?"
I watch this show, but I do not completely take what Andy says as facts. He is more fun to watch and not so much reliable and honestly still really dumb. Best of luck to him and Tonkasaw. BYBS is done. They are now backyard radio, last I checked, and now they have even less of a viewership than their original Literally Who stream. But they don't seem to care too much and seem to be having fun. Actually, I don't watch it. I don't know. Joakim runs a show called Heel Turn. It seems to be doing okay for a small subscriber count. I don't watch it. Ethan Ralph and the Killstream are forever banned from many platforms, but the audience follows them everywhere. Mr. Medicare is doing fine, except I think he's losing it to how fucking dumb Sargon of Akkad is. I also want to add in this post from Zoom on his Super 40 chest takedown of IBS. It's interesting. No matter how exceptional he came off in this, he was a major role in it. So what does this story teach us? What it teaches me, at least, is that I am smart for not wanting to be what is termed internet people. A people Tonkasaw claims to not be, while running Discord ops. It is a lesson to not take the internet so seriously, and to be careful of the you show the world. I think that is a general message on internet etiquette, this being careful of what you share. But even more importantly, these Bloodsports folks did internet Jerry Springer style debates where they argued and fought. They acted like internet tough guys, but when they got embarrassed, they resorted to tactics that they criticized others for doing. This is a classical case of a rise and fall story. A person who became popular got criticism, couldn't handle that criticism, and in turn spurred the fuck out, and then proceeded to become what they hated. This is a story of how a bunch of people who came online to be Shadow the Hedgehog edgy, and will, at this rate, leave it as original Sonic character Do Not Steal. And it should be obvious that I spent the most time on the Baked Alaska section, because that was fun to do. The rest was just annoying and tedious, and these people really need to go get another hobby. If I got anything mistaken, please let me know, and I will pin it in the top comment. If you want to enjoy someone who likes to talk about internet lolcows and dumpster fires, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter, link below. Anyways, here's the best way to exit out. Alexa, please play Tonkasaw being bitched the fuck out by your favorite manlet to Canon in D minor.
He has a Mercedes.
Why are you acting Did they make more than one kind of car? Is that the only thing that they make?
Wait, you know that a Mercedes-Benz is like the...
Do you know? No. Destiny. Do you know that Mercedes makes more than a Benz?
Wait, what other Mercedes are you talking about?
Dude. Yes or no? Does Mercedes make more than a Benz, Steve?
I've always heard them called Mercedes-Benz. What else do they make? Tonka trucks?
Do Mercedes make more than a Benz, Steve?
Tonka trucks. What else do they make?
I asked you a question, Steve.
I'm asking you, Tonka trucks. Tell me. You ask a lot of questions. Tonka.
You have never answered a question.
The brand is called Mercedes-Benz Tonka trucks. But who's on my level? It's awesome, dude. What's it like being an entertainer?
I don't think he understands that he's muted.
Steven's a retard. He doesn't understand a lot of things.
He muted me?
This ain't the Kumite.
Yeah, don't.
This ain't the Kumite? Didn't he say same rules as the Kumite as soon as I came on?
I fucking hate you. You're such a piece of shit.
Holy shit, you're like really fucking dumb.
You're like really
I feel like I'm talking to like, are you like the black version of no bullshit? Are you guys like fucking separated at birth? Like, what? I don't understand. Like, holy shit. Holy shit, you're like really fucking dumb.